Hey, thank you so much for joining Tammy DeCaro Art and our 1000 and below collaboration on Thursday. We are so excited to do this end of summer collaboration because we're able to reward our viewers with two fantastic prizes. And today we have our 5 artists for the 1000 and below collaboration. My video is first, Tammy DeCaro Art. Then we have Royal River Art with Michelle, Bonnie's Acrylic Creations, and Billy with BCC Arts, and finally Sparkle with Art by Sparkle. That's Lori Finzer. We want to congratulate Billy and Bonnie for both hitting 1,000 subscribers. That's what our group is all about. And we sincerely appreciate all of you, viewers, that are subscribing and commenting and interacting, which helps us boost that algorithm to 1,000 subscribers. We have Sparkle and I and Michelle still kind of seeking that 1,000 group, and some new members coming in that we're mentoring to get to that 1,000 and over category. So thank you so much. Couple of things about the giveaway. In the playlist today, you can click on that and it will take you automatically through all 5 of the videos in the collaboration train, which is fantastic. Our theme is end of summer. And at the end, there is an additional video that talks about the giveaway and the rules for that. The link for the giveaway is in my description box, and there are multiple ways to enter, primarily through subscribing to channels, sharing the giveaway by email, and more information will be in that last video in the train. And our 2 winners will be announced on Monday, which is Labor Day at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you're looking at Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube for Tammy DeCaro Art to find out if you're one of the 2 winners. The U.S. Winners will have free shipping included. The art box is, both of them are huge. All new supplies, painting surfaces, resin, paint, pigments, molds, silicone mats, a ton of new art supplies to help you in your painting journey. And we're excited to be able to offer that as a thank you to our viewers, and also to celebrate the end of summer. So in keeping with that theme, I'm doing a beach resin piece, and hope you stick around and watch to the end for more information. Remember, the giveaway link is in the description box. And there will be a short video at the end of the train, also on this channel, about the giveaway for today. And then Monday, we announce the 2 winners. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Hi, hope you guys are having a great afternoon. This is a beach resin piece on a 16 by 20 canvas. I use the paint pouring canvas from Hobby Lobby for this piece because it has a mat board behind the canvas which helps support the resin. That's something important when you're looking at doing resin art. I prefer to use wood panels, but in a lot of the classes I teach, I use the paint pouring canvas. So I'm mixing 4 gradients of one color. I mixed the paint, Payne's Gray and Pearl White together. And in these cups, I'm doing from left to right, the light blue to the dark blue, and basically just mixing a different amount of paint and pigment in each one to create a more gradient effect. I did an underpainting for this piece. I do that on my beach resin pieces. One of the reasons why I do that is because it helps create depth in the canvas. And for the most part, resin, when it's mixed with pigments and paint, becomes very transparent. And you see that on the sides of the canvas of a lot of resin work. It's not well covered with color because of the transparency of the resin. So doing the underpainting really makes a difference in terms of creating depth in the painting itself, but also in covering the sides thoroughly with a paint color that will coordinate. So you saw me move my paddle attachment. I do mix my resin with a paddle attachment on a drill. And the reason I do that is because KS resin has to be mixed for 4 minutes, and it can be difficult to do that when you have arthritis like I do. So first I'm putting down my sand color. The sand is TLP Latte mixed with DeCaroArt Champagne, and for the resin portion. The actual sand texture that's there was created with DeCaroArt Champagne paint along with some pearl white paint and actual sand. So I created that and let it dry for several days before I started the resin process. So I'm putting down my gradient shades of the steel blue, and I'm kind of working from light to dark, top to bottom. But you'll notice I go over this area multiple times and add different gradients of the blues so that it creates some depth. And here I'm using just this little silicone, I don't even know what you call it. It's not a stir stick, but it's a tool, and it has a little silicone paddle on the end. And multiple times I go through the water section of this and do sort of a wave technique. So there's the little silicone spatula that you can see, and there's my little squigglies, I call them, which will create the depth and dimension. Because even though resin self-levels, and it will level to one layer, the pigments really move around in resin and will maintain some of that design and provide some texture. So there's the partially cured piece of resin. Here's my paddle attachment. I always set that on top of my piece just to drip off a little bit. And that little skill saw, or yeah, I think it's Skill was the brand. Saw drill is the one that I use to mix resin. I put a clear coat all the way over the piece, including the sand. This is my secret to beach resin waves. I don't like to mess with the blues and the watercolors mixing in with the white at the sand line. So I do them in separate layers. I put down my sand, texture, let it dry, do an underpainting, let it dry, put down the resin color on the sand and water portion, let it cure partially or fully, and then I come in with a clear layer all over the piece to do this first sand wave section. And the reason I do that is because you have a highly textured area next to a very smooth resined area, and I like to do my beach line first, and I spend a lot of time on this process. The resin time has, or the resin, KS resin, Liquid Art Ultra UV is the resin I use, and you can buy that with a discount code TAMMY2022 on the KS Resin website. But the reason I do these in separate layers and start with my beach line first is because I have a 45-minute working time on this resin. So I spend a lot of time. In fact, I cut out probably 45 minutes of the video. Just me doodling different beach lines where the water would kind of foam up on the beach. And I use this skewer to drag some of the more condensed white areas into the clear. And that works really well to get some detail. Now, of course, the minute you walk away from resin, it can move even if your table is level. It does interesting things, I find, as soon as you turn off the lights in the studio. So things did move around a little bit, but that's not uncommon with resin. What I'm doing in this section is just taking that skewer, which has been dipped in the white beach pigment or wave pigment, and I'm pulling it through that thicker layer of clear to try to make sure that we get that foam action. Here's the next layer. So after about 6 hours, I come back in and add an additional layer of waves and clear. And again, this is another good tip on, for one, creating a three-dimensional piece, because you're adding a new layer of wave and water without covering the whole piece. And on a larger piece, say, 36 by 48, I would maybe do 3 or 4 layers, and each of them would be what I call a 3D layer, where you see the edge of that beach pigment. So the beauty of working with a clear layer of resin and white for the foam waves is that you can use that clear resin as an eraser. You can scrape off an area that you don't like and do it again without messing up your water section, because that layer has already cured. So here I'm kind of adding another section of clear resin and then another line of the wave pigment, because I want to create more interest. This is a practice piece for someone who has commissioned a larger piece. And I want to be able to show the couple what I call minimalist waves, as well as large foamy waves. Everyone has their own opinion on what kind of waves they want in their beach resin pieces, so I like to try to show a couple of options, especially the 3D wave, which you will see in a minute. I'll do a close-up on that, because that can be done in a variety of ways, and I really like the 3D aspect of that. So you see, I had a section up in that top left that I erased by putting clear resin down and pushing it off of the canvas. I had so many electric failures with this piece. It was crazy. So here's the close-up. You can see the 3D layer. You can see the water and the waves. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. This was a tough tutorial to get down into a short time frame, so hopefully I'll be able to do a longer one soon. Thanks for joining the 1000 and Below Club today, and don't forget to go sign up for the giveaway. Thanks, and have a great day.